back to the EWG League tonight. My name is Clam. I am accompanied by my fellow caster Graph for another banger matchup tonight. We got a little bit of a Challengers edition of the bracket here. It's Barons Black going up against Spade Gaming Black as well. Should be a good one here, Graph.
Yeah, this should be a really fun, nice high tier series. I mean, both of these squads are, coming into this one with some good numbers. Spade Gaming Black 2-1. They did pick up an FF, but hey, still a win. And then Barons
Yeah.
Black coming into this one 3-0. They should be a really strong squad to take a look at in this one. I'm super excited at the very least. So, especially with the maps that we have, nothing super crazy in it, but there's some, some spice in there.
Yeah, definitely some spice. I'm excited to see Hacienda Search. Haven't really got to see it a ton lately, but the more of that I do like, the better. And I'm curious to see, who's going to be more practiced on that one, since we haven't seen that map a ton since BO6. It does play quite a bit different, I will say, in this game, in really every game mode. So I'm curious who's going to have, the most homework done in this series. But yeah, the rest of it, I mean, we got Scar, map 1, Hasi Search, Exposure, map 3, and then Double Den to end things on here. So far, Barons Black kind of running through the bracket, looking like they might be the favorites for me tonight here.
Yeah, loading into this map number 1 on that Scar. You never hate one of the standard hard points to just get things rolling. I mean, we were talking before about a series we were watching in the back where, Omit Brooklyn come out and just slam you on a sake or something random. And that can happen. If you go to like a gridlock or a sake and you're not implicitly ready to play that map, you can just get flatlined.
Yeah, it's one of those maps that can be difficult. And hey, Scar is kind of similar in that fashion. You got to rotate to your new hills. Maybe a little bit less punishing than a map like Sake, but some of those hills still incredibly difficult to break. And I'm curious, who's going to be starting off hot in the slaying department. I feel like lately, you and me, Nick, all the casters, we've seen a lot of teams just start off and just dominate, go up by like 100+ points.
Yeah, we've been seeing it. To be fair, we've also seen a couple of those turn around. So
yeah, and then comebacks for no reason. It's just kind of crazy.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, taking a look at these starting rosters for the side of Spade, we're not sure exactly which 4 are going to be loading in for tonight, but we've got the full 5-man rosters. For Spade, it's Hockey, Goose, Wits, Mitch, and Futures. I mean, obviously a strong squad. I'm curious which one of those rides the pine today.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, your guess is as good as mine, Graph. Honestly, when it comes to schedules of players, I mean, it's just kind of whoever shows up, right? Still, I mean, that's typically what we end up seeing. So we'll see. Everybody's going to be starting, or who's going to be sitting out, I should say, for both these teams as well. And I know, Futures looking for a big win tonight. He's excited. I did talk to him a little bit a few days ago, I believe, about some of his this overall season, really. So seeing if he shows out for his roster tonight. And on the flip side, I mean, Barons Black, haven't really seen a whole lot of these guys play. Maybe watch them here and there, but I mean, so far 3-0 record. They haven't really dropped that many maps either. So I mean, it's going to be an interesting one. Maybe a hard matchup, honestly, for Spade tonight.
Yeah, on the side of Barons Black, it's Tubuck Phil, Paku, Caliber, Lit, and Frosty Gohan. So another strong squad. And again, they come into this one with the 3-0 record. They're looking to keep things rolling in the season, and we should be getting going here momentarily. Apologies, just a little longer than we thought. I think they just drew the lobby. There was something wrong. They just got to get it fixed, and we'll be there momentarily. But, I think getting pace early in this Scar, especially as the team spawning on blue side, if you get an early wave of kills, it's one of the easiest ways to soak P1 time on this map. So, that'll be one of the big things you look for right off rip on this P1.
Yeah, and I mean, BO7 has a couple of maps like that where you can get a lot of P1 time. Maybe not as many as you would like, but I mean, yeah, Scar definitely one of those ones where if you can just hold the blue side of the map, you can cut them in green so effectively. It can be really hard to get out of that spawn trap back green if you're not careful. So you need to not get in the spawn trap to begin with, and we'll see who's going to step up to the plate here first. And hey, your comments, you reset the lobby. I'm surprised, patch day is among us. There's always going to be issues on patch day, so hopefully we don't run into any more here. But we are finally underway. Apologies for the delay here, but should be a good start already. It's going to be Mitch drawing first blood. Caliber tagged down low and now finds himself the last alive, and it's the opening break cleanly won by Spade here.
Yeah, really good situation. Nice little wallbang from Lit there through mid-cut. Keep setting up for this white wall wrap, but you're taken out early. Good kills to find for this green side of Spade. As you rip on out towards the P1, it's just absolute mayhem in the kill feed, but it eventually does go Spade's way momentarily. Somehow, number 4 spawns all the way out towards P5 side, so that's going to make things really mixy now as we, eventually will head over towards this P2.
Yeah, you're not reading that spawn out, honestly, and why would you? That's kind of a rare one you see. It's, a little unfortunate for the side of Spade there, or for side of Barons there, excuse me. But we'll see who ends up capitalizing on the P2 so far. 1-for-1s in the feed. Nobody really having any sort of control. Barons will be on the hill, but they got a couple of kills they need to get from the front. Nice nade from Wits over the top. Starts things off. Mitch for the second, and now it's going to be Spade on the point here. Nades back and forth, though, so still anything to clear.
Still a good opportunity. $2 taken down, though. A couple of kills go your way, and Spade are able to break on through and hold despite the less than favored side. Question is, how hard can they hold on to this one? Picao in through the back. Good stem techs up top. Does get a tag, but no kill. And just like that, another 4 dead. It solidifies the control for Spade Gaming Black.
Yeah, big lead on that P2. A lot of time going green there, and we'll see if they can rotate toward new. You got Barons Black getting a couple of kills in transition, so with 10 on the clock, they can set up now for P3, but I'm curious what the break's going to look like from Spade. You got 1 player back blue. Looks like they might get into a gunfight immediately, but you're not going to read 5. Paku in the credit corner gets credit for that first one spotted. The second one, I believe, Whitewall as well, but, 2 ships in the night right now. Hockey just says thank you very much. He slips the net, gets the double for himself, and there you go. Now Spade on the approach.
That Caliber still here right and early, though. MPC in hand, and will shut down a lot of this aggression just by existing. Oh, and a team nade at a bad time there for Spade. Does give Barons now an opportunity to get a good amount of soak now on this P3, especially with the P4 sides already in their control. They've just got to stabilize here and maintain this control, and they'll be in a fine spot.
Yeah, arrows all across the middle map. Nobody really in the blue side blocking. It could have got a little bit mixy there for Spade, but yeah, that would have been crazy. But they will hold for the moment. Goose on this spree right now, looking for another one. Living up to his gamer tag incredibly low. He does win that gunfight with a pistol. Nice shots all the way down the range, but they still have to try and break the back of the spawns. 2 will spawn out, though, so this is their opportunity to try and flip here. The third one falls, and it's all up to Mitch.
Yeah, all the way in the back. Mitch looks to be that Guardian, but, yeah, taken down. Still players on the doorstep. Gonna spawn your teammates in motel, so they're nice and close. Question is, can they get across? It's Picao. Big tag, no kill. Those players head on towards the back. $2 Phil. Again, trades 1-for-1, but that's not good enough for you. It's Spade that'll find their way in towards the hill. They get the break, and now they're able to set up.
There you go. Break comes through. Baron's not able to hold it for very long, but we'll see if they can get a little bit of scrap time at the very least on this hill. They're going to attempt from the top. They're going to line up. $2 Phil incredibly low here, needs some help, and he's going to get it. But the spawns, they got to be careful. Yeah, Barons are going to flip with 20 left, so they do get the scrap time, and I'll say if they can lock down the rest of it, it is a decent chunk. They did get about 25 seconds of it, so, that's great scrap time to find, but now you got to try and break out of this spawn and push through toward new, and they are going to do so effectively already through red here.
Couple more kills. Either way, still swings it. Mitch grabs that one for free. And it will be Spade that stabilized now on the P5. Tied up for a moment. It's Spade, the team, looking to rip through and find an advantage, heading back in towards the P1. Barons hot on their tail, though. Lit makes it 3 on the life. Still looking for more in towards top green, but goes a little too quick. Has a lot of support, but it's all down to Hockey here. Those spawners are gonna flip, so Barons Black, they'll get the break.
Hockey had a great position. I'm surprised he jumped out there. Honestly, it could have been so annoying just living top green and being a thorn, but will get taken down, and will be Barons on the time for the moment. Paku, nice lay down, but he's gonna jump out of the window. The stun landed, might as well capitalize on that, and now they're out. And honestly, if you can flip here for Barons, that would be huge. If they can get some of these kills, they need to find a few more toward blue. They should be able to try and set it for P1 in a decent spot. Look at that. Yep, 1 and 3 behind him.
That's a little bit of an awkward split to deal with, but if you can, you're in a great spot right now. You just got to find Mitch, but you can't. Where do these spawners come in? There's arrows everywhere. Looks like all the way in the back, the 18-wheeler spawn. That was just absolute chaos at the start of this P1, as we so often see.
Yeah, that's what, blocking every spawn can do for you, which is something you typically don't want to do, allow emergency spawns to come through, but it ends up working out for Spade, but now they find themselves back green after a good break from Barons Black in the transition, but Barons Black, we'll see how long they can hold this setup right now. Goose gets some help from his teammate to try and break the hill. Mitch chimes in for another one. So far, it's been, just incredibly back and forth for both of these rosters. Not giving an inch.
Yeah, I'm curious to see. I don't think we've got the ability for listenings on this one, unfortunately. Would have loved to see the comms with these squads, especially with this P2 around the corner. This is going to be another big chance for you if you're Barons. You're already up about 15, so especially if you can get control here, that would be a great opportunity to really set yourself apart.
And I believe we did just get confirmation that the teams are actually in their call now. So let's go into an early listening with the side of Barons Black here. It's the other common in the Scar Hardpoint.
Top, painting, and bottom by the box.
Time weak, Goose. Nice, one more time. Nice, Phil.
I can grab.
I'm picking up mid.
Top red, top red.
Top red, half.
In time, full health.
Yo, P1 right now, P1. He's inner trailer or outer trailer. Nice.
We gotta go next.
Go new.
Yep, I'm just playing with them. I'm going new right now.
White wall.
Yep, white wall heard. Shop. I'm getting pushed heavy from shop. Still shop pushing me right now.
Heard.
I'm taking a step back. Dead. I'm going.
I got an ish.
Yep, one front
your white
plane.
Yo, do we have a trophy yet?
1v5.
I'll check off spawn. I don't have a trophy. I'll pick up the white wall if you want to help them.
Behind.
Behind you guys.
White wall dead.
I got the mid cut.
Two playing, please.
Take mid cut. I gotta help them.
Yep.
That's the listening there with Barons Black. Couple of good late kills from Tubuck Phil as well. Sets up to still get a good chunk of this P3 time, but again, the big thing here is, are you able to maintain these P4 spawns and just maintain positioning on this plane heady? Tubuck Phil makes it another one. Still looks to rip that last one out of the window. Not quite able to do that, but Barons Black, great sequence out of them. They're already playing well towards this P4 side.
Yeah, and I just love what I heard in the comms there specifically. I feel like they were directing traffic well. You heard it in that listening, and they're able to capitalize off of that well so far. So we'll see if Spade Gaming can make the comeback here. They got 3 players pushed up toward blue, but it's going to need to be a decent effort on holding these spawns. Let's take a late listen with Spade Gaming Black as well here.
I need help.
Alright, I'm here in a second. I'm spawning up.
You're huge, Dave. We're still
Hey,
spawning
top blue.
There's two. There's two.
Dave, just play your life.
Play your life. As much as you can.
Dave, you're waiting.
Oh, he got me in the back.
One more deeper.
Push
Nice.
that white wall, one shot.
Still.
Push that white wall, one shot.
He got me.
Dead.
Nice, good shot.
One on time. Right side of time.
Nice.
He's on the desk.
I'm going around back left. Nice.
One shot time. Right side
I'm
time.
here. Nice.
Top blue.
One,
Two going new.
On the stairs still.
One's go
Nice.
Listen. One's gonna be your back right of P2.
Okay.
So listening there with Spade, it's a bit of a tough look for them. Down about 50 points. They got to be careful. They have to find themselves a break here soon. On towards the P5, and this one could get out of hand quick. Spade, it looked quite good early in this map, but Barons Black feels like they've really woken up.
Yeah, definitely. So up about 50 points heading into our new hill, and they can get pretty close to winning here. You can't win it on P5, so you will have to rotate, and that's going to be 3 dead. Unfortunate team kill coming through, but that'll allow Spade Gaming to at least touch the time. And hey, if you could delay them pushing out of this time, out of this hill setup that you got, you can definitely send it to P1, possibly even a P2 finish here if you are Spade Gaming. So down but not out. Still a pretty big deficit though. You're gonna have to lock in on these last couple of hills.
Yeah, gotta be careful. These upcoming fights are going to be really important. You've got to break out of the blender here in the back of green, because you can get locked back up here, and you cannot afford that right now. Lit spawning in behind you is going to cause a little bit of problems. Gives away the position, though, and still tries to find that player around the plane head. He will be able to do so. Over towards Market, it's Goose. does convert into another one as well. So it is Spade fighting, at least maintaining great time, but they need to keep building towards their own win condition.
Yeah, and I was surprised to see them try and, flip spawns on that hill. You really needed to set up for P1, but they will be on the time now. And the Wits with the double to slow the approach from Barons Black, but you need to try and transition this to P2. A good P2 hold here is going to be everything, and we'll see if Spade Gaming can't set up for that. It's going to be 3 dead, though. As I say that, Barons Black taking care of business. Make it all 4. Pink Arrow's going to be on the point, and you already got 2 Phil set up at new, and it's going to have to be one final attempt for Spade Gaming on this rotation.
Yeah, this one is going to be not impossible, but very improbable. If you can hold a perfect P2, then it's going to be a mad dash over to P3 towards the finish. And at least off break, 3 for 1 the other way. Barons Black, they swarm on through, and they might have just won themselves map number 1. Just a couple more kills, and they shred every single one of those arrows. 250 to 195 for you in map number 1. Barons, they put up a really great performance there. Love what I saw there, especially out of the ARs.
I feel like I love what I heard in the listen, and specifically when we did go to the comms of Barons. I feel like they were definitely on point. They were on page with each other, and directing traffic well, like I was saying. Good small talk coming through, and I mean, they, like you said, they started off a little slow, but they started to heat up toward the tail end of that one, and that was the difference. I feel like in the end, you did outslay by a little bit, but slaying can only get you so far unless you have the comms, the teamwork on point. So good start to start things off here on that Scar HP. We're going to be heading to that Hacienda, and this is the map I was excited to see, and this is one is going to tell me a lot for both of these teams, I think, here.
100%. I mean, Hasi, it's new, it's fresh, so if you're not exactly ready to play it, that's going to be, a little problematic, but not unworkable. It's changed a good amount since BO6, mainly against smokes, snipers, wall bouncing, all the Omni movement, shenanigans. Does change things. I'd say the biggest thing, in my opinion, is snipers. I don't think, Hasi's a huge wall bouncing map, even though there are some cool things you can do.
Yeah, not really.
The big thing to me is just snipers. I've seen, a couple of challengers games where they can just take over, especially towards mid. You've got to be very careful, and you do need support. That's the big thing with snipers on Hasi.
Yep.
When you have a little bit of support to guard you from the rundown, you can be so strong in holding space.
And I feel like that's the main difference from this game from last game to this game is the sniper difference, because we didn't have them last year. We didn't really have to worry about, the bin map or any of these, outside lanes where you could just get one shots. So, I mean, we'll see how these teams adjust to maybe some different play styles. Like you said, mid, you need some support for sure, especially, if you're going at it rogue with the lone sniper, you're going to get wall banged 100% of the time. And you got to be, kind of lucky if you don't get killed through the wall. If you miss a shot, your life could just end there. And, I did look at the vetoes a little bit here before we loaded into this one. So that first map was Baron's pick. This one is going to be Spade Gaming's pick here. So if they could win it, that would be huge. But if you lose it, that might just be the series.
Yeah, we head to an exposure overload up next, which, again, not a bad overload map for sure. Definitely not as odd as the gridlock, but in towards mid. We see one of those boomsticks early, but it's a couple of wall bangs. No surprise on Hacienda. That's about that's about how it always starts here.
Yeah, par for the course for sure. 2 dead already for Barons Black. Spade with the bomb. They got the space toward Rock. 2 Phil thinking he might have saw some legs, and he's right. Takes care of the bomb planter. Not exactly what you want to see. Going for more. He rips the head off the second one. Third one's going to be falling 1v1. Phil for 3 on the round. Can you clutch up here? He'll get aggressive. He'll find the trade. And what was a Spade round to start quickly turns on its head. Thanks to Phil there.
Yeah, great map 1 out of Phil, and looking to be another great map here. 3 uncontested. On a map like Hasi, just having one of your ARs going is just very, very valuable, especially, those early mid plays. If you've got one that's beaming a little bit better, you can get more aggressive with how you hold space. Even in towards top dark, you can beat some of those subs trying to chow in on through. There's not a lot of room for them to maneuver, so I mean, we saw Pakal with a big map in map 1 as well, looking towards them in these next couple of rounds, as well as a couple of those players on Spade Gaming Black to step it up.
Ooh, nade's gonna land. Double nade. 2 Phil gets away with his life, but can't say the same for Caliber. The answer back is Swift on mid, though, so you want to pack out a step up. He's there. Gets the trade, and now, if you're Barons Black, they know you're here. Do you lay the rock here early? It can be a little risky. You do have this positioning from Pacquiao. I would like to see them try and lay it early, but they're still hesitant. They don't know where they're at.
Yeah, Hockey gets a good timing. Finds that free kill, though. That puts an immense amount of pressure on Barons Black, especially because they don't have bomb plant. If they had a bomb plant here, they could try to, reel on back, but they just keep walking into arrows because they have no room to maneuver and no timer to play for. So that will do it for the round. Another response round we see as it goes to a 1-1 tie, and it feels like, these attackers just have been struggling early.
And I feel like if you go A off the break, you need to plant the bomb right away, or you need to take space, or like move as a team somewhere. You can't just stay stagnant on the bomb site area. Otherwise, you're just gonna get collapsed on eventually. Like they're gonna figure out where you're playing, unless you just win all the individual ones. And unfortunately, for Barons, they weren't able to win those that time around. So we're tied up at 1 at the moment. So far, defense reigning supreme. And I'm curious, who's gonna win on offense here first. It's Spade Gaming with the bomb, headed toward B yet again.
Yeah, it really feels like that mid-round slowdown doesn't really work as well here in BO7 as Goose finds that initial kill, and it should be a bomb plant to follow, but plenty of players here still in response from Barons. They are still down in the overall head count. One spotted towards mid, one spotted towards spawn. Look at where Wits is on the flank as well. Should be able to find one of those players for free. It's a trade, though. Pacquiao finds one on the other side, so down to the 3 versus 2 we go. Still winnable here if you're Barons Black, but they got to find some of these kills initially.
Yeah, don't let Phil kill your whole team here for Spade, I think is the key factor. If Phil's alive, it's still possible for Barons. This guy has been clutch so far, but Pacquiao in the back, it's horrible timing. You had to watch too many things. Surprised to see he wasn't watching his back. Phil was already watching the other direction, and now, well, Phil left in the clutch scenario. We'll see if he's able to pull through here. 1v3, not easy, and I don't even know if you're going to read the first guy. He spotted his weapon, I thought, but just not checking the corner deep enough. He'll get killed, and it'll be another round there for Spade.
Yeah, a couple in a row. Really nice to see. I mean, I have a feeling we're going to go back and forth pretty frequently
Most
here
likely
on Hacienda Search. But, who knows? Like you said, this is Spade's pick. Ideally, if you're picking something, you're pretty comfortable with it, especially with a lot of the, more standard searches available. You could have gone to the Den. You could have gone to, all manner of pretty normal things, and you decide to go here. That generally means you're pretty comfortable on it as a squad. So, either that or you think Barons specifically isn't.
Yeah, I think that's the only other reason you pick a map like this, right? If you've had a lot of practice on it, or you think they don't. I think those are the only options. And, there's a lot of maps to pick, but we'll see if they can convert on this one. Aggression this time toward the rock, but the nades are going to land. Now it's just left to Goose. He is able to get the trade, but look at where this route from Paku is. He might be able to get a kill. Caliber shouldering, playing with his opponents, waiting for this route to come through. And honestly, all you have to do is play patient because, I mean, Paku isn't your insurance this round.
Yeah, I don't know if I like going all the way around here. Might have liked to see them hit the jump up a little closer while your teammates look to hit in towards the site, but they do hit this route in through office. Plays it a little safer and still confirms onto another kill. Still, Mitch and Wits looking to do it all. Wits finds another one in through mid, gets a bit of aggression, and Mitch gets another. So all of a sudden, Pacquiao, your insurance has to cash in now for what it's worth.
If he's able to find the timing, gets the first. 20 seconds left. The trade is there. Too close to spacing there for Spade, and they'll make sure they play the buddy system, ensure the third one. And unfortunately, the insurance did not pay off this time. And it's unfortunate. I do kind of agree with you, Graf. I feel like going for the Omega long route. Honestly, I didn't hate it, but I feel like he could have cut it a little bit easier, a little bit shorter there, and made his team's push a lot faster. I think they took a little bit too long on that. And yeah, you saw it. I mean, Wits just kills him trying to plant the bomb there, and there's not a whole lot to be done from that angle unless you got, the numbers reinforced in time, and they just weren't there in the time. And, well, we're seeing the breadstick can because we got a couple of breadsticks on the side of Barons right now.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, still, round 5, but it's going to be, next round especially where that's going to start being something you look into and say, hey, we got to just try to iron up and get a kill, especially on defense. But on the offense, they have struggled as well. Spade gonna get that initial first blood. It's Wits now on a 4 streak, creeping in towards a Hellstorm there as Caliber will trade the lives back, but immediately taken down. Lit in towards top. Dark does get retraded after finding the planter, so as those lives trade out, it's just Pacquiao in a 1 versus 2.
Yeah, again, in a clutch situation. This time he's gonna spot one. Oh, stop shooting. A little bit of sloppy shots there. It was through a fence, so little bit harder to get that kill regardless. 40 now on the clock for Spade to try and plant. And I will say, if he can stop the bomb from going down here in the 1v2, this is definitely winnable. This is not an easy, map to plant the bomb comfortably on, I feel like, especially when you're in this 1v2 situation. So we'll see if they can plant this one, but I mean, both teams just playing ring around a rosy at the moment.
Yeah, doesn't look like Macau's going to be able to stop this one. Unfortunately, does not get the timing, but will get that notification and immediately is in towards top office, is not able to rip that player, but again, just good decisiveness here, creates a little bit of hesitation in the timing. Shoulders one, wants it with the AR, but does not find the ability to collect. It's Spade. They find themselves 4 in a row here in the search and destroy, and maybe my prediction of back and forth was a little too quick.
I mean, hey, they picked this map for a reason. They're showing it here early on. 4 straight rounds, definitely not easy to do. And that just shows the resilience as a team. I feel like they've done a great job, converting their numbers advantages so far. I feel like that's been the big difference. Other than that first round where they got absolutely clutched on by Phil. But, I mean, really, since then, they have, just played the trade game effectively every single time. And it's up to Barons now, backs against the wall at this point. I feel like they need to win this round. You really can't afford to go down 5-1. And it's going to be mid-aggression. This is dual-edged sword. We'll see if this works out for them.
One all the way towards the back. Look at that number 4 player, Goose, starting to hit that route. That's your insurance policy this round if you're Spade. You stand a little too firm and you lose one of your players. Let's find the first blood onto Hockey. So that means Goose needs to start activating here. A long, well-wrapped. Might just find them the bomb holder, but not quite just yet. They might go a little too quick, and they might still be found. All that for nothing is Goose. Now known. Up to Mitch to make an impact. Finds a couple, lines him up, and knocks him down. Now, all of a sudden, numbers back in order, but Goose, again, that insurance, finds another.
Yeah, now, I mean, again, another clutch. How many clutch situations has this guy been in for Barons this map so far? Macau, I mean, 26 seconds. He does have the bomb, and looks like he might potentially lay it toward A, but, I mean, he doesn't really know where they went, so it's risky if you plant toward either of these bomb sites, but little does he know the site is clear, and he will get the bomb down. So now, Spade Gaming, the clock will tick for this retake, but they have the numbers advantage, and so far, they have converted a lot of these 2v1 situations, but Macau rips the first. Goose is there for the trade, and yet again, I mean, just playing the trades perfectly on these retake scenarios. It's Spade on map point.
Yeah, that was close. I mean, they were almost able to get away from that trade, but good shutdown from Goose, and it's now map point, and honestly, I don't know if I have the faith for 5 in a row here. I mean, I'm going to have to see something in these next couple rounds specifically that's, a little bit more than, hey, let's just bang it out and trade. I want to see a little bit more of working the map here from Barons, because they've just looked a little flat-footed on the Hossie. There's a couple of times where they've really slowed down, and, they've not been able to keep up the pace that I was liking from them earlier.
I feel like they just need to plant the bomb, man. They just have had such issues getting that rock down, but we'll see if that is going to be a thing, because they're on defense. What could be the final round here. Spade Gaming hitting toward the Rock Hill. Caliber for the first, but immediately traded through the smoke, though. Lit with the nice shots. Getting the trade, getting the equalizer. Goose trying to find it, but he gets cooked. And now Wits left last alive in the 1v3.
Yeah, this is the one that would really be the backbreaker to lose here if you're Barons. You'd love to just play this one nice and slow. You find that kill. When it comes to you at least make your way to 2 now, but again, gonna have to be in a big amount of rounds here in a row, so it's gonna be a marathon, not a sprint.
And I did like what they did that round. They just hit toward B. You might as well do it fast, aggressive. A hasn't really worked out for you, and I feel like mid, if you quad stack mid, it's kind of a trap, honestly, on this map in particular, and it didn't work out for them last time, so I'd like to see them, go toward the B bomb site here, and we'll see if they are going to listen to me or not. I mean, Spade Gaming tried it in the previous round. They did get shut down, but, I mean, it's definitely an easier bomb site, I feel like, to go to here, but it can be a difficult bomb site to get the bomb down, I feel like, sometimes with the nade usage, but we'll see if that's going to be the case. 4 people hitting on both these sides. This is going to be a bloodbath here.
Yeah, stun on through. Not the best of it, but that player on the route starts to become, again, the one with the most opportunity in this round. Absolute mayhem, but they take the shortcut this time. Pacao in the back finds that initial player. And now it turns all the arrows. It gives the rest of the squad an opportunity, but it's shut down right away by Spade. It's all down to Lit. Does rip one, does get bullets into the second, but will not be able to do more than that. Spade, just an absolutely chaotic round, but it's what seals him into this one.
And there you go. Spade, they answer back in the series in pretty emphatic fashion as well. They took that map without really too much thought or effort. It seemed like they just looked comfortable in that one. And I mean, yeah, you see across the board, all the 7s in a row there, sign of some good teamwork when all the kills are evenly distributed like that. Doesn't matter the mode. That's what I like to see right there. And for the Barons, I mean, you know, you had some opportunities. I feel like they just were not able to win those clutch situations, those 2v1s, 1v2s. You know, and some of the plays around the bomb, I think definitely, I feel like they just need to play faster on the offense for me. I think that was the big difference. But I mean, hey, good job from Spade. We're tied at 1 heading into this exposure.
It also does guarantee that we're going to get to see at least one of those dens. I mean, wouldn't be too surprised if we see both of them, but the exposure becomes just a massive swing mode all of a sudden, right? You know, I think both of these first couple of maps were, you know, not dominant, but pretty comfortable for their, you know, respective sides. So this is going to be the, you know, the big thing that says, you know, do we get aboard the Neslo train, or is it just going to be the respawns that just conquer here?
I guess that's really going to be the determining factor here for sure. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have the answers here, Graf. I'm not a genie. I'm not a magician. But if I were to guess, if I were to guess in this one, that Barons Black will answer back with some respawn prowess and definitely be slaying in this one. But I mean, it is exposure, so you know, all bets kind of out the window when it comes to the route taking and the drone time possession. I don't know, you know, Spade, you know, practice this map as much, especially since we haven't seen exposure. You know, they got rid of it in hardpoint, they got rid of it in search. How much have you really been practicing exposure overload lately?
Yeah, honestly, I would not assume too much, but the big thing with Gridlock coming in is you got to start banning it. So obviously, you know, a team had a choice of this and another map and decided this. So I mean, someone here is going to be comfortable, and at least off of the rip, a couple of good bloods for Barons Black. They're going to grab that device and look to try to find their way in towards this A side. That initial AR stands firm, though, as Wets will drop caliber.
Wrap coming through already. Look at Spade all the way toward the A site. They will fan out now, but I mean, with the drone in the mid-map, you could definitely play mind games coming through. Pacquiao thinking about doing it, but yeah, I mean, he's just baiting arrows left and right now. If they can get these kills in mid, it might just be an A attempt, and there you go. It's took out. He's pushing up, but he will get shut down. 3 falling, and Spade will hold momentarily, but I mean, that's a lot of ball time going Baron's way, and I like how they're approaching it so far, but now they got to play some defense.
And they've still got them hemmed in pretty well at the moment, but they clear out caliber nice and easy. 2-Buck Phil has been playing incredible this series so far. Picks up a couple there and does stay alive, so transitions into that lead blocker, but Goose still good for a couple of kills pretty easily. That pistol, not the best for finding trade outs, as caliber up top gets taken out as well, so that attack not going anywhere fast. Now it's Spade with another chance to break out of their spawn and look to find something of their own.
Yeah, and they're on the tank side. Goose for a 4 spree as well. They just need to find a couple of more, and this score could be theirs. 2 falling on the portal. Make it 3, and there you go. Spade Gaming going to be starting things off first. Let's go into it early listening with Spade Gaming Black. See how they're coming on this overload here.
I'll grab plat, okay?
One plat, I think.
Grabbing now.
Plat, 1 bullet, one shot, and back on point.
I see ya. I'm repitching, okay?
Yeah, on point. Fuck. One on point.
Two more.
Okay, nice.
Let's go, Dave. Cap that shit.
Nice, Dave.
The other plat, it's fine, dirt, okay?
Plat. I'm leaving that.
Oh, one's our mid already.
He's
he's
very
dead.
weak. He's going window side. Two.
Got her.
One's our mid somewhere.
Might be bottom.
Bottom mid, absolute, and top mid.
Window going, dropping down.
Dead. B-bomb weak.
Get the pressure up, please.
No,
Or
one's out of
ASMD.
dirt. Out of dirt.
ASMD still. ASMD still.
ASMD weak.
Still there.
need
Still there.
help.
I'm weak. I'm staying down.
2 on P5.
ASMD still.
ASD dead.
Nice. P5.
One's still P5 on me.
Close.
No,
Close.
one's
What
L.
One push up our dirt. One push up our dirt.
Dead.
Nice.
Pushing out the...
Still listening there. I mean, a bit of an interesting start to this one. Honestly, I didn't expect Spade to be able to jump out to a 2-0 lead the way they have, but it's been great to see. It's just been a slow start from Caliber, surprisingly, in this one. So you've got to get all 4 players firing properly here if you're Barons.
Yeah, definitely a slow start from Caliber, and I will say I've liked what I've seen from Goose, from Mitch, and I mean, Hockey, I mean, the big reason why they were able to score that second one, I mean, he just gets a 3-piece by his lonesome in the 1v3 situation, so making it look easy. Have Spade Gaming now 2-0 up in this first half. Still a lot of time to play, though, so Barons Black on the doorstep now. We'll see if they can get this score across the line. They have the entire Spade Gaming roster in front of them. It's going to come down to trades, and the trades might favor them. 3 falling, 1 more to find, and they should be able to score this one. Lit gets the trade, and there you go. Finally, Barons on the board.
Despite the team trophy kill as well. That is really great to see. I mean, I thought that was what was, you know, going to cost them that push, but they battle through, and they bring us within 1 of each other once again, with less than a minute to go as well, so still got to be careful here within these next few seconds. These next few gunfights are going to determine a lot about who gets to play offense on these last, you know, dying moments.
40 now on the clock. Probably 1 more approach, maybe max 2 here. Depends on how the teams are slaying out, but I'm guessing the way this game has played so far, probably just 1 more attempt for either of these rosters if they can get some kills. But it's been mixy in the back and forth right now. Nobody really able to grab it. Nice shots from Wits. Gets the double there, looking for the third. They bit off a little bit more than he can chew. It's Phil on the 4 spree now, looking for more. Gets the 5th one as well, and now it's go time. Barons Black, 15 seconds. Grab the device, and they need to go quickly here.
Caliber fades on back, nade on through, is found from the cut. 1 last fight, and it will be Hockey that wins it and is able to start potentially an OT play for Spade here at the end of the first period. A lot of players bunched up mid here. They could get spawned out if Wits is able to hit a route here. This could get dangerous. They are able to spot out that player in towards mid-cut, but not able to deal with him quick enough, so halftime is upon us. And that means an opportunity for these teams to reset, recollect. There's only a 1-point differential between them means it really feels like whoever has the best second half is just going to come out on top.
Yeah, it's kind of a low-scoring game of Exposure. I feel like, you know, this is the map I see a lot of scoring on usually, but right now, yeah, kind of quiet for both of them. I mean, it has been pretty back and forth, I will say. You know, Spade did start off strong, but Barons Black, toward the tail end of that one, started to get more involved. I feel like Caliber started to heat up a little bit, had an incredibly tough start, so good to see him starting to slay. And, you know, hey, if you're missing a piece of your team, it can be hard to try and score, so if he keeps it up, I mean, Barons Black right on the doorstep.
A lot of people in position quickly here if you're Barons Black. Meanwhile, Spade look to hit a couple of routes. They get on the outside and they both snap on the edges. Caliber able to stop things from getting out of control. Meanwhile, on the other things, deteriorating a little bit. Goose gets that space. The push and pull of mid on this map is the lifeblood of this Exposure, it feels like. As off-rip apologies, it is Spade to get a little bit more of that control, but it does not matter. 3 dead is the extra thing that they needed to start maybe moving the device, but Caliber is still in the wings. Never mind.
Yeah, well, he's going to get his wings clipped immediately, so unfortunately, Caster's Curse happening. But, I mean, Spade, they got the device. They don't have a whole lot of space, though. They have a little bit to work with, but they're going to get cut down. 2 falling now. And it's up to Wits and crew to try and stabilize, get some kills here. Mitch for a double, though, but now he's by himself, and he'll get immediately taken care of. So, not the best push coming through from Spade, but they kind of ran out of members there, and that can happen sometimes when you get that pushed up. When you lose your teammates, it can be tough to try and even get out. So, Barons now with the drone. Heading toward A, it looks like, but they can definitely wrap this. Nobody's home toward B. I'm not sure if they're going to or not, but it looks like Kaku toward top mid might have caught a timing. He has 1 gunfight to win, and that might be the score, but low HP means he's going to be delayed on this approach, so probably not going to happen.
Yeah, we'll fall all the way back. I mean, just going to look to pinch these players in through A, but yeah, maybe would have liked to see those players just play a little more passive. They just split 2-2, and that's not going to get anything done fast, it feels like, is now Lit on the outside looking in. Does still have an opportunity to reset and play that anchor from mid, but gets taken down by the pistol to Goose. 4 on the life, but the issue is it'll be really hard to build towards a Hellstorm with device control as you get cleared on out there due to the lack of weaponry. It'll be another chance to push for Barons that gets immediately shut down. They look to keep it rolling, though.
Yeah, Phil gonna be the first one. Wow, nice pistol kill from that one, and that might be the score. Paku is quick enough. This should be the second one on the board, and yeah, there you go. I thought this push was gonna get shut down, but Phil with the Jaeger, a nice kill from him ensures that they get that cap on the board and tie things up here. So, I mean, yeah, low-scoring game, 2.5 to play. Barons already on the reset, looking to relay here. We did a listen-in with Spade late into that first one. Let's go into a listen-in with Barons Black as they scored the second or third here.
On P5.
I got Mitch.
Dirt on
I'm
me,
pushing their dirt. I'm
Dirt,
pushing
dirt,
right
dirt,
now.
dirt, dirt.
He's half health in our spawn.
Let him be there. Let him be there.
You have A? I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming.
He's gonna be behind you, Dirt.
I have
Dirt
Did
dead.
it once.
I got a streak. I got a streak. I got a streak.
Hurt,
Good job,
hurt.
guys. Good job. Let's keep
Stay
playing
out,
this
stay out,
together.
stay out.
I see him top. I see him top.
Dig.
He's dead top.
Hurt.
One more zig. Zig.
Dead.
P3. Bottom P3.
One shot. Bottom P3. He's
Heard
from
that.
P3.
Heard that. I'm
He's
coming
at
through mid
S1,
doors.
S1.
I'm coming through mid doors.
Goose is long.
Two,
There's a streak
P1.
here.
Long dead.
One,
I'm gonna streak
P1.
here. I'm gonna streak here. You got two
One on
dead.
A. AS and D.
Ace.
I'm
dead.
streaking. I'm streaking.
Go ahead and streak.
There's the listening with Barons Black. We see the streak dropped on through with 3, including a teammate. But it's 5 on the board for Barons Black. They blow this one wide open now. And it's going to have to be a monumental effort from Spade here late if they want to try to turn things around.
Yeah, and with Caliber pushed up in your base, it's looking unlikely, and Phil lines him up, knocks him down. They call him the two-piece Phil after all. 3 spree for him, and that'll be it. 6-2. No chance of a comeback at this point in the game, and a monumental second effort from Barons Black in this second half. I mean, it was pretty much tug of war for the first 2.5 minutes there, and then just out of nowhere, Barons Black, once they get that first score to roll through, they just kept chaining them together. Excellent stuff for them in this map 3.
How was that number 7? I mean, this one's over already, but yeah. Just tough on the defense there for Spade. It felt like they weren't properly able to reestablish control of their spawn. We can see that, be something that teams struggle with quite a bit on this map, because normally, maintaining spawn control doesn't, come up in the other modes that you have practiced exposure on that, no longer are in the pool. As we see that full 8-2 score out in map number 3. I mean, to me, that is a tough way to now try to fight your way back into this one against Barons Black on a map 4 hardpoint on Den, of all things. It's not feeling great, but you're still gonna have to try to make the best of it regardless. It was a good map from Goose, if nothing else.
I feel, the slaying effort just wasn't there for the side of Spade. They had it in the first half, but I don't know what happened in that second one. They just started losing the slaying battle pretty significantly. And it's another thing going into map 4 if you got outslayed, in the first half and then you brought it back and it was a close finish or something like that. But I mean, they just kind of lost control in those past 2 or 3 minutes. They were just getting absolutely hammered. So, heading into another respawn as well, when you're your last couple of gunfights, you're going on 5-6 death sprees in a row. I'm not sure if that's going to be, too favorable for Spade. Might be on the minds of them, after this map's over. But we'll see if they're able to reset mentally and stand firm. Because, I mean, similar thing happened in map 1, albeit not to that extent in the search and destroy. But, I mean, that was S&D. We're headed to a respawn.
Yeah, this Den, I mean, we will head to another Den for search and destroy if that's, where you're able to send us here if you're Spade. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to disparage them. They played fantastic in that initial search. They played good in that first hard point, but they got to show me something extra here on this Den. And it feels like they're going to need to dig into that bag a little bit. Obviously, Den, I'd say probably the most standard hardpoint map at this point, which feels a little weird to say, but I think it probably is, even with how wide the pool has gotten. So you're going to have to go back to your fundamentals big time here, but you're going to especially just have to go back to your slaying, and that's really what's missing for me for Spade.
Yeah, I feel like they had it in the map 1, you know, albeit they did get outslayed in the first map as well, but it was a lot closer. That last overload was not particularly close. I mean, they played good for about 7 minutes. I don't know what happened toward the tail end, but they just can't have that happen again. I feel like, you know, and, you know, maybe that was one of the things I was talking about, where you just haven't played exposure overload in a while, and you're not, you know, you took them maybe Baron's a little while to get back in the rhythm of things potentially, or maybe just Spade, just, you know, unfamiliar with what they wanted to do, something like that. But regardless, it's Den, it's Hardpoint, and this map can be, you know, back and forth as well, similar to Colossus in that way, if you're, you know, trying to break some hills. But I mean, I don't know. I think Spade just full stop need to slay this map to send us the distance, because I mean, hey, SND has been favoring them in this series, but we'll see if they send us there or load it in. Map number 4.
Yeah, a couple of good kills early, just like that. 4 dead instantly for Barons Black. They set the pace. It's up to Spade now to try to find this break and try to respond to it. Good initial kill, but Cal from the back of tin cleans up a couple. Great Stemtex there in towards turret. Does keep Spade from really establishing a lot of that map control.
Yeah, I mean, nobody. I mean, it's just Caliber that's died so far for the side of Barons Black. They win the opening breakoff and more. Spade, I mean, Mitch, the only one on the board so far, and that is how you start an HP right now. Barons Black already setting up for new on this rotation. Caliber is going to need some help. He has his teammate here. We'll see how many kills they can find in the transition field for the first, but he's got to be careful. Yes, side door, Hockey for the double. These are huge gunfight wins that you need to find if you're Spade. It's up to Wits, and he's getting it cleaned up as well. So far, Barons, I mean, just holding the iron strong so far.
Ooh, around the outside, Lit finally dies for the first time this map, but it's after locking in a Hellstorm, so 1 life, 1 Hellstorm is some pretty good tempo, but a little tough to maintain. Barons Black, though, they continue to just be incredible on these hills. They're going to get in again towards this P2, and they'll hold down the scrap. Pacao, good shot there. It'll be Spade's opportunity, you know, more on the P3, because they get completely annihilated on the P2. They got to turn this around quick. This could get ugly.
I mean, it's already kind of ugly. I'm not going to lie. Graph 70 points and I mean, this is not a good opening start. We talked about, we've seen a lot of these starts where one team just gets off to a huge advantage, and well, we saw it. We didn't see it in map 1. We saw it in this map, though, for sure. Barons Black with an overwhelming advantage, and now it's going to have to be a huge comeback from Spade. You're going to have to chain a couple of kills, couple of hills, couple of kills, couple of everything together at this point for this lead. We'll see if they can do so. So far, so good on P3. They will get to 3 dead, and now a chance for them to soak. And I will say, P3, you definitely can soak quite a bit of hill time if you just push out both sides on this one. And we'll see if Spade Gaming can do it. Still 40 seconds left to claim.
Ooh, nice turn on there from Pacao. As 2-buck Phil gets in through mid-cut. That's one of the easiest ways to break in towards this P3 and at least hold the other team off of the time. As Barons Black continue to increase that lead once again to over 70, now over 80. They get the flips as well in through Dojo. It's going to be a mad dash over to P4 as every purple arrow is going to be headed up there pretty quick. Caliber going to join the fray a little bit later. Doesn't need the pressure at least exactly. Hockey does still get found though before really being able to push out towards through mid. So it's just down to Wits here to hold this hill.
Yeah, and he's getting cooked on that nade. He'll eat it. Black Jacket will prevent the death from happening, but Barons Black on the prowl looking for the trades. They're going to get Wits on that low HP. Caliber chiming in for a second one. Can't get the third. Nice win from the pistol from Hockey, to be honest there. Not an easy gunfight, and it will be Spade Gaming now spawning in the back. We'll see if they can do some damage with this, because, I mean, they really just need some time at this point.
Yeah, they are able to get Hockey a 4 streak. Root out those players at the very least, and they will start soaking like you said, but it still feels like right on the doorstep at every turn in this hard point is Barons Black. As they'll find that break off, they'll be able to soak the rest of the P4 time. Hockey in through back warning. We'll find that 1 kill at the very least. 2-buck Phil. I mean, does really well to even get bullets on that second player. Makes that trade out a little easier as the rest of the team will try to collapse on through. Cacao not able to get that one, so Spade with an opportunity to soak a little, but they've already got Caliber on this Couches Raptor they're going to have to deal with.
And Caliber just gets a free kill here, tags on the second. We'll play his life for the moment, just like that. Barons, I mean, not on the rotation, but doesn't seem to matter so far. They are just outslaying the ever-living crap out of them right now. Everybody pretty much positive for the side of Barons, and really only Hockey has been the answer in the slaying department for Spade. 100-point lead now for Barons as we recycle back to P1 yet again. Paku, I mean, 20-6. A big reason why this team is absolutely cooking spree for him before finally falling. And I mean, this has been pretty rough going from Spade. I mean, I was hoping we would see some competitive match, but I had a feeling that exposure overload might affect them maybe mentally going into this one, and I feel like that's what we're seeing so far.
Yeah, this has just been really tough on the P1s. The P2, I mean, second one up for grabs here, but it's just Goose, and they get cleaned on out. So it's Barons Black with another good setup. If they're able to convert on this hill, I mean, I think this one's pretty much over and done with. So it has to be the break from Spade sooner rather than later, and they get a good opportunity as they get a 2 dead. One in towards the couches will get traded through. So you got to start closing in quick before those spawners get into position. Wits finds another. But again, just those trades so quick.
Yeah, the pace of play from Barons has been fast, and Spade Gaming trying to make some efforts at this P2 here. They've able to get in it for a moment, but $2 Phil there with the first one. Teammate chimes in for the trade, and well, okay, Goose in the corner. Phil didn't even see him there, I guess. Didn't check that corner, but just the numbers for Barons Black all there, all off the spawn. They'll get the last 20, and I mean, Spade, basically a last-ditch effort here at P3. We'll see if they can, you know, stave off Barons Black for a hill longer, but they need to lock down the 60. But I will say, P3 is where they excelled last time around, so hey, I mean, maybe this is their hill to do it.
Yeah, it felt like with one of their players getting spawned out, it's going to be a little bit harder. Goose gets the initial, Mitch gets another. $2 Phil will get traded out after only the one, so you get that first wave more or less shut down. Caliber round outer looks to slow things down, but can't find that first player, so Pacao on the other end, it does get another kill. A good second wave of kills, though, for Spade Gaming. They let them, you know, self-stabilize a little bit here on this P3, but they're still eventually going to have to break in towards that P4 side.
And I believe I hear the Hellstorm coming down as well, so we'll see how many kills this is able to rack up. Phil played pretty aggressive here. He might just get streaked as well. Yeah, Lit forced a Hellstorm off the map because his teammates just not patient enough. Even the team kill coming through, so 3 dead. It's just going to be Lit on that rotation toward New. He does spawn his teammate there. 2 spawning out, though, so, I mean, Spade Gaming, I would call that a successful P3. Whether or not you can extend this is up to you now.
Yeah, they get Pacao in the back. It's down to Wits. Have a couple of arrows coming in through. Going to be tough to respond to as you are taken down on the P4. Down to Goose and Hockey. Gotta be careful. Semtex around the side. Meanwhile, towards the hill, Caliber stands firm with a couple. Wants to make it 3, but maybe bites off more than they can chew. Wit's able to get a couple of those players. And Spade Gaming, I mean, they're trying to show they're not done with this one just yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to Lit. Maybe he dropped out, looking for him to rejoin as well. But, I mean, hey, Spade Gaming, you'll take it at this point. I mean, you know, you're down, and this, you know, 3v4, you know, advantage for the moment can get you back into the game more than you probably would having it before. But it doesn't seem to matter. So far, Barons, even in the 3v4, doing a great job slaying. They're still on the time fighting.
Yeah, rules say play it out at this point, I'm pretty sure. So, Pacao gets that one. Good responses. A bunch of checkerboard kills in the feed. So it is Spade that continue to soak. Over back towards the P1 we go. Losing a couple of members. Oh, Wits just lines them all up there. So that's going to reset the full wave. You have Mitch already. Looking to try to cleave on through towards these P2 spawns. Those arrows start to get active.
Yeah, Mitch does finally get that kill, but Caliber is going to be alive, waiting for some reinforcements, but didn't love that shout from Caliber. Nade in hand just slides all the way out in the open. Not exactly ideal. And I mean, hey, this 3v4 has allowed Spade to get right back into this game. I mean, they're still down a ton of time here, so I mean, this is probably going to go on for a little bit longer at the very least, and hopefully Lit can rejoin. Looks like he finally is back, so I mean, hey, Barons Black, you know, you haven't won just yet. Spade Gaming make a decent comeback, but now that the 4th has rejoined the fray, we'll see if Barons can close it.
Really, I mean, it's an unfortunate situation when you have one of those DCs, but I felt like Barons Black did a good job even down numbers. Just a lot of great time.
Yeah.
Obviously, there was a good amount that Spade were able to grab, but you know, especially considering how long you were down numbers, I think that could have gone significantly worse for you. And now it's a matter of you know, how many kills does it take to close this one out. It is a good swarm there from Spade Gaming, but they have to flawless a couple of these hills.
Yeah, and they're not going to be blocking either. Number 4 spawns behind them. They
Yeah.
should be aware of this one, but they're not. Yeah, nobody blocking in the back. Just nobody picking up the stuff that you need to find, and that allows an easy break for Barons. They get all the kills, and now, I mean, spawn outs are happening for the side of Spade. So, I mean, 3 seconds left. You're going to have to flood the time. Not enough personnel really to do so. One more trade should seal it, and there you go. 3v4, don't matter. It's Barons Black. That'll take it in 4, and pretty dominance. Honestly, I would say in most of the respawns there.
Yeah, that was a... I mean, that was just a respawn series. It was a great search for what we saw on the other end of things, but Barons Black, they just show, hey, we're going to win these respawns, and they do exactly that. I mean, that was just, you know, poised perfection at a certain point, because I don't think any of those were, you know, particularly close. I think you probably would have had to win the map one if you wanted to try to upset a series like this. Either that or, you know, try to go to a more adventurous hardpoint option. You know, maybe try to venture in towards the Sake, towards Gridlock, towards just anything but the standard, because it just looked like it wasn't quite enough. Yeah.
I think that's where we see the Hacienda pick come into play too. I feel like maybe it was a, you know, a thing where, you know, Spade was comfortable on it, and maybe you're hoping that the other team wasn't as well, and that's kind of what we saw the dominant S&D coming through. But yeah, I mean, respawn prowess for sure. Barons Black looking really good in respawn. I'm not gonna lie, that was not particularly close in the last couple of maps. The first one, you know, maybe a little bit closer, but yeah, I mean, you were just outslaying them the entire series, and I mean, when you're outslaying by that much, you know, you're typically gonna win the series, and it's whether or not you kind of drop the search. And, I mean, that was the only map that Spade was able to win, so that was a great series tonight. Appreciate y'all coming out as well. That's gonna do it for us on the main stage. So be on the lookout for, I believe the next match will be the LAN, if I'm not mistaken, this weekend. So be on the lookout for that one. And yeah, Graph, oh, is there? Apparently, I just get word there is a match tomorrow on the main stage as well. So be on the lookout for that one. I'm not sure if our producer knows what time that is or not, but be on the lookout for that one in Discord as well as socials.
Yeah, with that being said, thank you all again so much for joining us. Again, like Clamp said, be sure to drop us a follow and be sure to stay tuned for next time, because we'll have some more great COD action all the time. See you later.